Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Chapter 1. Reborn into the First Life Translator. Dragon Boat Translation Editor. Dragon Boat Translation. Kapow! A loud noise shook the sky and the ground. Smoke was everywhere. Xia Shibei smiled bitterly before she even opened her eyes. She had failed again. And the next moment, the weird sensations in her body made her open her eyes, her gaze looking sharp. The sloppy, dirty, and stinking man in front of her did not notice the change. Instead, he grinned and bared his yellow teeth while stroking her body. Xia Shibei's motions were faster than her thoughts. She grabbed the man's hand and pulled hard. Ow! The man yelped, and his screams scared all the feral dogs and cats who were scrounging for food in the trash cans nearby. Let me go. The man yelled as he tried to push Xia Shibei, but in the next moment, he screamed again as Xia Shibei kicked hard at his lower body, his eyes bulging out from the pain. What kind of man wouldn't understand this kind of pain? Xia Shibei didn't stop. She kicked him again, sending him to the wall. The man curled up. His face was so pale, and he couldn't speak. Xia Shibei looked around blankly. This familiar yet strange alley with its sour and pungent smell finally unlocked her long-forgotten memory. She looked down at her body in T-shirt and jeans, and her expression finally changed. She was reborn again. And she was reborn as a 17-year-old. Yes, she was reborn twice. The first time, she was reborn in a mysterious fantasy world with her memories, eventually becoming a legendary doctor and a naturalist. However, she had never expected to be reborn a second time. And she had returned to her first life, a lifetime when she was the most unwilling and resentful. Looking at the man groaning in pain, her eyes became colder. In this life, although she had parents, they had long ago divorced and made new families who regarded her as a burden and let her live by herself. As a result, she had no choice but to work to support herself. During this point in time, she was working as a clerk for a small restaurant. She had gone out for a delivery, and when she passed through this narrow alley, she was followed by this homeless man who had assaulted her. Even though she got away in the end, the encounter had traumatized her for life. Now that she was reborn, she would start her change with this man. She walked toward the man as she thought of this. No, don't come over. When he heard her footsteps, the homeless man became afraid, and he started to beg. Someone told me to come. I didn't want to. Xia Shibei stopped walking. Her face was dark and inscrutable, her gaze cold. Who told you to come? A teenager. He gave me money. He told me to wait for you here. He told me to do all this. The homeless man didn't dare to hide anything and immediately told her the whole story. He was afraid that if he talked too slow, Xia Shibei would kill him. A teenager. Xia Shibei looked down. How much did he give you? Just 1,000 yuan. 1,000 yuan was enough for him to ruin a girl. So cheap. Even though the last step wasn't committed, this incident was already a huge blow to Xia Shibei, who was originally introverted and timid. This was also the start of her tragedy. Thinking of this, she stepped forward. Where is the money? The homeless man was startled and looked up at her in disbelief. Take it out. Xia Shibei stomped a foot on his back with no mercy. I'll get it now. The homeless man hurriedly pulled out 1,000 yuan from his clothes. Can I go now? I'm really innocent. Picking up the money that was still smelly, Xia Shibei showed a weird smile. Innocent? How innocent can someone be to ruin a girl for 1,000 yuan? Her mouth moved. In the next instant, a few feral cats suddenly appeared and charged toward the homeless man. Arg. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.